Hi guys, well today after a bit of a break from the GPUs we are back with a review of the ZOTAC RTX 3070 Ti AMP Extreme Holo. Now this particular version of the 3070 Ti was given a silent launch as it wasn't quite ready when the Ti was originally released back in June. And so the AMP Extreme Holo is the fastest Ti on the market and is therefore ZOTAC's flagship model. It comes with a huge triple fan cooler, an impressive RGB configuration including a holographic finish, and of course the biggest overclock for the RTX 3070 Ti. Now coupled with the fact that stock is still extremely limited in most regions for the RTX 30 series and that this card is so new, it is difficult to get an accurate price. Regardless of the region, we weren't able to find any online stores with a listing for AMP Extreme, but going off current pricing we expect it to appear soon for an estimated $1,200 in the UK, $1,200 in the US and then $1,900 in Australia. And so AMP Extreme Holo looks to be an exciting card. Will it be worth considering once it hits those shelves? Let's check it out. Before we begin, today's video is brought to you by Fractal and their new Torrent computer case. Torrent is an airflow centric enclosure which is capable of housing up to the EATX form factor. It is equipped with 5 cooling fans, the RGB version coming in with the new AL18 PWM ARGB. As highlighted in our review, this case is not limited to just being good at cooling, but has a solid feature set featuring great cable management tools. For more info on Fractal Torrent, please check out that link in the description. Okay, so here is AMP Extreme Holo. This looks very similar to other AMP Extremes that ZOTAC has released under the 3090 and the 3080 Ti. In its physical appearance, it also looks similar to the non-extreme AMP, but there are some subtle changes. And so the shroud is plastic, has a neutral theme. The centerpiece of this card is of course the cooler, which adopts a triple fan design with a feature-packed heatsink underneath, which we'll check out later when we take it apart. ZOTAC has equipped this card to have RGB lighting, which combines the company's Holo Black, which is a holographic strip stretching right across the edge of the card, and we have Spectra 2.0. As well as this strip along the edge, we also get striking lights over the back, which are all addressable. ZOTAC's Firestorm software is used to modify the colors and the animations. There is also a red 3-pin header at the end of the card, which you can use to sync up to an LED strip. The only thing I would say is that that holographic strip is mostly suited to the card being installed in a traditional orientation, whereas quite a lot of enthusiasts and gamers are moving to positioning that card in a vertical orientation. And it's a shame that the design doesn't really cater for both. Now this card is huge in size, so you may want to pay close attention to the dimensions, otherwise you may struggle to fit it into your case. So the length is around 355mm, for the width it is around 132, and then the height is 60mm. Being in the AMP Extreme camp, it comes as no surprise that we have a factory overclock on this card, and so the reference boost is 1770, and with this card, that clock has been bumped right up to 1890 MHz, marking this out as the fastest 3070 Ti on the market. It would have been nice to see a bump in the memory frequency too, but that sits at the stock reference frequency of 19 gigabits, and that arrives in the form of 8 gig of GDDR6X with a 256-bit bus. This card uses the PCI Express 4 standard, comes in there with 6144 CUDA cores, has the DirectX 12 Ultimate support along with Vulkan 1.2 and OpenGL 4.6. Now in terms of the rear I/O panel, this card is a double slotter in terms of the case, and then a triple slotter for the PCI Express lanes. On the back panel we have 3 DisplayPort 1.4s, those can give you the 8K at 60, and 1 HDMI 2.1 port that allows us to tap into 4K at 120 and 8K at 60. To power this card you're going to need a 750 watt power supply. Unlike other TIs however, this one is a triple connector requiring 2 8-pin and 1 6-pin. Turning to the back of the card we have a metal backplate which gives a bit of protection and provides some rigidity, which will come in handy after all this card is massive. This backplate here has just one pocket of ventilation which is situated at the end of the card and that acts as a vent. Now this card does have dual BIOS and usually you'd find a switch on this backside, however there is no physical switch. The Firestorm software allows you to opt for that silent or performance mode. The fan curves for either profile are modified for low noise, slightly higher temps, or more noise and better temps. Alrighty, well we've removed the cooler from the AMP Extreme Holo so that we can delve into the inner workings. And so we have 3 large 100mm fans which are an 11 blade design, and all of those fans have freeze tech, which is essentially ZOTAC's 0 decibel feature, meaning they'll stop spinning when the GPU is under 60 degrees. Underneath those fans we have a huge heatsink which is sectioned off into 3 parts and which make use of 8 composite copper heat pipes. And you can see the cold block there which makes contact with that GPU is huge. and it provides full coverage. In fact, the entire design of this cooler provides cooling for the VRMs and the memory. And if you stick around to the end of the video, we're going to see how efficient this cooler is. With that cooler off the card, we also get access to the board itself. AMP Extreme uses a 16+2 phase design and also uses ZOTAC Power Boost, which you may have seen on the back of the card when we had a look at it. This chip here provides current regulation and reduces ripple noise. And the driving force behind that 3070 Ti is GA104, which along with the 3080 Ti were the most recent Nvidia Ampere cards to be released. Now this card is capable of handling 4K gaming, but the sweet spot is really 1440p due to that VRAM and the hardware spec. So it'll be fascinating to see what kind of performance we can get at that resolution. And so the plan now is to check out the performance of our AMP Extreme Holo. We'll put it up against the 3070 Ti at the stock settings to show how such an overclock can really benefit you in game. And instead of just discussing some graphs on screen, let's show some actual on-screen performance for you guys to see. And for this, we're going to go with 1440p and a maximum detail preset in each game. We'll be using the very latest drivers from Nvidia, which are currently 47196. We'll also have GPUs out there running in the background to pick up on the max temperatures. The result for that is going to come at the end. Okay, well that is the ZOTAC RTX 3070 Ti AMP Extreme Holo, a card which had a silent launch arriving many months after that initial release of the 3070 Ti. Now this is marked out as ZOTAC's flagship Ti, and it is indeed the fastest model for the 3070 Ti that you're going to be able to get your hands on. The factory overclock takes the GPU clock boost from 1770 to 1890, which is a significant boost, and as you just saw in those games, it performs very well at 1440p with everything maxed out, up against the stock Ti that hopefully gives you a bit of an idea of what to expect. With an ambient temp of 18 degrees, the cooler on our AMP Extreme did a very good job throughout those gaming sessions, and aesthetically it has been carefully designed, and the holographic RGB is a really nice touch. I just wish that it was able to be showcased a bit better when it's vertically installed inside a case. So from our point of view, this is a top pick for the RTX 3070 Ti, but I know many of you don't have that luxury of being able to choose which model you want at the moment, and of course the price that we gave at the beginning, which is $1,200 in the US, $1,200 in the UK, and $1,900 in Australia, is just an estimation against the current pricing. So what do you guys think of this card? Do you like the design? Let's start some discussion in the comment section below. Thanks for watching today, guys. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.